Welcome, everyone, back again. Illiana Stock Car Radio, episode 111, all ones up on the screen this week. I am
We're
your
supposed to make a wish or something?
Maybe, something special like that, right?
I wish we have an entertaining guest tonight.
I think we might not just one entertaining guest. I think we've got two. So that's a little spoiler alert for everybody out there watching.
We got
the
a
show.
twofer.
Yeah, we got a twofer. Jeremy Banning here with you, as always, flanked by Chris and Brian Goodacre. Big show tonight. Big show.
Really big show.
Yeah, the wheels on the bus go round and round, and here we go.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been trying for the
spoilers.
we've been trying. Right. I see what you did there. We've been trying for probably the last month and a half ish or so.
We finally
2 months.
Finally
the of April.
wedged in the schedule.
Yes, to try to get Tony Eldridge from the Plymouth Motor Speedway to do their road to the races
mid-season report.
Yeah, to do the beginning season report. But just from schedules and weather and just so many things popped up that we just haven't been able to do it. But we finally shifted the schedule around and we're able to get him in this week. So we had that planned, and then there's a big event coming up this weekend at the Grundy County Speedway. One everybody loves, crash and bash and destruction of the bus races, and a night of thrills going on at the Grundy County Speedway. So Big Daddy John Starek from the Grundy County Speedway volunteered himself to come on the show because I just don't think I just don't think he could contain his excitement for this upcoming weekend, and he wanted to share it with as many people as possible. So
and that's not all. They got the Friday show with the Saturday show.
Yeah,
you got real racing, and you got school buses going on. So I can only imagine what kind of excitement he's going to bring.
Yeah, a lot of excitement and a lot going on at the Plymouth Motor Speedway this year, and a lot's already gone on in the month that they've been racing already. So we want to just take all of that and bring it to you guys. This twofer episode. So I don't think there's anything left to do. No reason to talk about it. I think we just
wish us good luck, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to need it. Let's see how we come out on the other end of this deal. But here we go. Here's our interview, our roundtable interview with Tony Eldridge, promoter of the Plymouth Motor Speedway, and Big Daddy John Starek from the Grundy County Speedway.
All right, welcoming not one but two guests tonight. We've got Big Daddy from Grundy County Speedway here to talk school bus racing, and Tony Eldridge finally making his appearance on our show. Only a month and a half into the season, but we have him here. We're going to talk all things Plymouth as well as school bus racing at Grundy County Speedway tonight. So I guess let's kick it off with Plymouth Motor Speedway, and let's talk racing. We're officially closing in on 2 months in out there. And there have been quite a few events going on and some changes around the speedway as far as BYOB and kids are kind of the theme and getting more fans, and we're already upside down with the bus racer. And so how are we doing out of Plymouth so far this year?
So first, Brian, I just wanted to say I've been waiting to join this show. I was waiting on you to come to Plymouth again, but since you never did, I better join now because I don't want to wait forever. So I don't want to figure out
which one was going to take longer.
Yeah.
Right,
Supposedly he's going to be out there on Sunday for the mini wedges.
That's the plan.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So Plymouth is off to a okay start. Our car counts have been amazing. We're averaging right around 95 to 100 cars a night, which is fabulous. Our big show, we had the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Late Models out there, which brought 22 Outlaw Late Models, which was great. So the season has started off well. Mother Nature is really not a race fan this year, and she has given us not favorable weather. So we've had some cold temperatures. I mean, as soon as the sun goes down, it goes from 65 to 40, and so it gets really cold, and people are just not coming out. So
blanket sales and hoodie sales have been up this year.
Yeah. I mean, it has been insane, and so things are going well. We had to change up some shows, but overall, the racing action has been phenomenal. We have seen some of the best races and finishes. I mean, we had a 3-wide street stock finish a couple of weeks ago with Chris Knox, Andrew DeVries, and Sean Amore. That was probably one of the best finishes I've seen in a while. 3-wide, you didn't really know until you looked up at the scoreboard who won. So things are going pretty well on the car count side. great turnout for our Crown Vics this year. We're up to almost a B feature in the Crown Vics, and they're putting on a great show every week. Our 4-cylinder class is taking off. Chris Harmon and his crew are bringing a ton of cars down with us, so that class is great. Our Hornets are doing great. Sportsman, I got to give a shout out to Roger Rubino. He's been sick for a few weeks, and he finally made it out last week in his famous red 24, so it was good to see Roger out of the track. So far, things are going good. We just need to get a couple of nice, sunny, warm days and hopefully get some fans back into the race scene.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if you've listened, but we'll bring this up again later because we've kind of changed our one positive last week to actually your post talking about, you like to, what's going on in Plymouth because you're there, but you also like to poke around and see, pictures from other tracks and kind of see how things are going there as far as drawing fans out. And it's an uphill battle, and we'll get to talk to Big Daddy and things at Grundy County and where they kind of shoot to get more fans. I know this Saturday is going to be a big one for them with the school buses, but in that line, you guys had your right before opening night. You had your spring night of destruction. As far as getting fans to the track, I think the destruction has kind of really drawn fans out. I would assume that you two feel the same way.
Yeah, definitely. Our night of destructions, and I know I follow Grundy close, and I know your guys are the same way. They're packed houses. I mean, we have great crowds for them, and the people love it. Doesn't matter what you do. Our new invention that our owner, Kevin Sauer, is less than impressed with if we do the long jumps. We put a ramp in the middle of the back straightaway, and we just send cars flying, end over end, sideways, roll over, and the crowd just absolutely goes nuts because it's exciting, and you never know what's going to happen. Every car is different. So, yeah, for Night of Destruction, the fans absolutely just love it. I mean, they come out, and I think it's a lot of the novelty. With racing, it's kind of the same show every week. And you try and spruce it up, and you try and add special classes, and you try and do bigger races. But inevitably, it's just the same show. You're seeing race cars. The Night of Destruction, we change our events every week, or every time we do one. We're not doing them very often. We only have 3 this year at Plymouth. And so it's one of those where, man, if I miss this week, if I miss this show, I have to wait until 3 months down the road to see another one. And so I think that is a big draw for the destruction type events.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Daddy, how is it?
I can see his gears turning with that ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
it's already in the works, boys. We bought the cars, the whole kit and caboodle. We got quite a surprise set for our Night of Thrills. But to back up what Tony says, it's amazing how crazy people are for carnage. Yeah. I mean, the trailer race, they go insane to watch shit get just. Oh, can I swear on this show? Is that okay?
Yeah, you can. Don't worry.
It's crazy how they want to see shit destroyed.
Yep.
That's what they're looking for. We could just have a night of lining up stuff like we did the night where things you shouldn't hit with a car. They would have sat there for 3 hours watching us destroy stuff, drive through refrigerators and dryers and dressers. And, the hot tub wasn't such a good idea. We ended up with a big mess. Insulation went everywhere with the hot tub. But
I think a lot of people learned about the inside of a piano that night, too.
Indeed. I put our general manager, Joe DeBello, in a little bit of cardiac arrest when I climbed in that hot tub as that truck was whipping around turn 3 and 4, headed right for it, going, what is this guy doing? It is all part of that thrill. As Tony said, they can watch them cars go round and round. They can watch the drivers make their maneuvers, and they're cheering them on. But they are literally sitting on the edge of their seat during a Night of Thrills, a bus race, a trailer race, anything that involves that smashing. We have the demo derby on 4th of July week, on Fair Week. I sat at the top of those stands and announced for that. And I watched people. I watched their movements to make comments. 9 out of 10 of those people were sitting on the edge of the seat like it was going to help them get 6 inches closer to enjoy that show. If you could sell seats at the edge of those concrete blocks, they would buy them. They would buy them all day long.
Yes. Yeah, and it's it's awesome for us as promoters and to have those huge crowds. And they line up, like we open the gates at 3 and they'll be lined up to the edge of the road by 2:30, ready to get in to get the best seat to see. The thrill is to see stuff get destroyed.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can remember back at Illiana, the people line to the gate, not the cars. The people went from the ticket booth all the way out to Route 30.
Yeah. Wow. That's just wrecking stuff. So as you mentioned, you had 2 more planned. So let's talk about the rest of the season out there at Plymouth Motor Speedway. You've got some big shows coming up here with June and July, and you're obviously running the mini wedges on I want to say kind of an abbreviated schedule. Seems like every other week as opposed to every week. So let's talk about the rest of 2025 out there at Plymouth Motor Speedway.
Yeah, so we're really excited to have the Doug Fox Memorial with the Gambler. It was a South Bend tradition, and so we've moved that officially to Plymouth to continue it. Doug was the last place he flagged was actually at Plymouth, and so it's a great honor to remember him and bring that race down. So that's going to be an exciting $5,000 to win for our Outlaw late models. We have our 4th of July show coming up on Saturday, July 5th. Kevin has already been over to our friends at RKM Fireworks purchasing his truckload of fireworks. And then our buddy that does RKM, he comes out and does explosions, like literally just blows stuff up. And so he has already told me that he needs even more room to set up this year as explosions are going to be even bigger. And so we're excited about that. And then we've got a team out of LaPorte that are coming in, and they're going to jump through a camper, kind of why we blow it up. Haven't really told Kevin all the details yet, but less he knows, the better. Makes his heart hurt. So, so it's just all about those thrills. Of course, we have our showdown at the end of the year that is always just a huge turnout, camping and fun all weekend. Reveal the Hammer back at the end of August for another great show, expecting a huge car count. Our Home Run Street Stock show is coming up, $10,000 to win for the street stocks. So there are just a ton of big shows still on the schedule. We have a couple of modified triple play races. Really impressed with the modifieds. We had always struggled to get modifieds. We went down to RNS Boats in the middle of winter, Kevin and my wife and I, and we had a meeting with the mods and listened to them and followed what they said. And they said, if you do what we say, we'll come. And boy, they weren't wrong. We had 24 modifieds at our first show, which was fantastic. Put on a great show. So we're excited to have them back twice. The MCR Dwarf cars will be back. They always put on a great show, a great group of guys with Eric and his team. And then the Mac Champ carts, they really put on a show a couple of weeks ago, 3 and 4 wide, bump drafting, beating and banging in these little go-karts, and it was awesome. So a lot left to do at Plymouth this year, a lot of great shows lined up. Of course, you can get all the information at PlymouthMotorspeedway.com. And our Facebook page. Also, a shameless plug for our flea markets. The first Sunday of every month, we started something new, and so we allow vendors to come in. It's $25 for a booth, and it runs from 9 to 1 the first Sunday of every month. We just did one yesterday, and it was packed, our biggest turnout yet. Almost 55 vendors on the property, and probably 1,500 buyers coming through there, so with the racing business, you got to get creative a little bit and figure out other ways of making money and using the property. And so we tried this flea market deal, and it's really taken off. So mini wedges are every other Sunday almost. You can find that schedule at our Facebook or website as well. And the kiddos, I tell you what, these kids, we have a ton of new kids. I mean, a ton of new kids out there. And my favorite part are they all come up and wave and hug and talk trash, and we goof around with each other, and it is the most fun I've ever had at a racetrack watching the kids. And honestly, the parents have been, knock on wood, Chris, but the parents have been really good this year too. Like, normally the parents are horrible, but the parents have been great. And again, a huge thank you to Good Acre Photography. Chris drives like 8 hours one way to be there. Our joke is I always add time every time I try and sell Chris or sell this product to make the parents feel bad. So I think it's like 8 hours one way to come to Plymouth on a Sunday. And so we're going to have an autograph night. I just need Chris to give me a date when he's ready for an autograph night.
Oh, no, putting that on me now.
Yeah, and then we'll have an autograph night with the kiddos, which that is...
Yeah, that's it.
You learn as a promoter, you always delegate, right, Big Daddy? You got to tell somebody else and let them figure it out.
Oh, we won't go there. We won't go there, Tony. Chris and I know.
Yeah, I think Big Daddy's a delegee at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of great things. And when you watch these kids sign autographs instead of getting autographs, there is nothing better to see the adults lined up at a kids mini wedge. So that's really exciting. Yeah, a lot of great stuff going on. The bathrooms are now operable. We have real bathrooms instead of the porta-johns, which I think has been the number one thing. We allow you to carry in your own beer now and coolers. And kids 12 and under are free. We have a kids club presented by Heartland Church of Plymouth that my wife and her best friend run. So we're doing something every single night for the kids to get the younger fans involved, to get them on the track doing things. We've done truck night, which was pretty awesome. Had over 25 lifted trucks on the property showing off. We've had Jeep night. We have a motorcycle night coming up. We have a classic car night coming up. Just trying everything we can think of to get new fans to the racetrack. And hopefully once we get them there, we can sell them on a great show, great food, and want them to come back. So
good. Pulling all the
I'm a little
tricks out of
jealous
the
now.
bag.
I was unaware of the bathroom situation here. I'm still using the porta potty in the infield.
Oh, yeah, no, we have real bathrooms. And also, my friend Aaron's
real
not
bathrooms
on.
outside the track, Chris.
Yeah, that's true. My friend Aaron's not on, but one of the biggest draws we have this year at the racetrack is we have this little robin bird, racetrack robin, that every single night hangs out either on the front stretch wall under the flag stand or right there in the infield and literally watches the races. Like, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It sits on the track in between cars out there, and it literally just watches the races. So Aaron and I have taken quite a big liking to Racetrack Robin, and I don't know, people probably thought I was crazy last week because I had a full-blown conversation with the bird, but I mean, I probably am crazy. I've been doing this 21 years. I mean, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, so.
Yeah, the fumes eventually get to you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you know. Oh, and my wife just yelled from the other room. We have popcorn bingo this year, where different things where you play bingo throughout the night. It's all free, and if you win, you get a free popcorn. So you're just trying to include the fans in any way we can do. So
certainly, and that helps keeps the fans coming back. You know, they feel like they're part of the show.
Right.
So you mentioned the Doug Fox Memorial. You know, we would be probably remiss if we didn't mention, because we talked about it last week with Grundy, or I guess last episode with Steve, and they're
2 months
putting
ago,
on
whenever it was.
the Ron Goodacre Memorial Friday night out at the Grundy County Motor Speedway, and that Saturday is the Ron Goodacre Memorial Outlaw Late Models 5,000 to win.
Yeah, however
Jeff
that
Anderson
shook out, I don't
Memorial. Yeah, so you know, you had a relationship with Dad as well. I know that you guys talked probably to wit's end if I know my dad like I know my dad, you know. So I want to say it's awesome to see you guys kind of carrying on his legacy, you know, even the short time that he was around you guys.
You know, my favorite memory of your dad, I've been a social worker for the same amount of time as I've been at racetracks, and so I never knew what your dad did until one day he came up and he was talking about we had just bought a Wheatfield Academy. And your dad was like, you know that I work there? And I was like, what? I had no clue. And so after that, we had an even stronger bond because we talked about kids almost every week. And definitely very missed. We're going to do something again for him. I'd be shameful if I didn't. He was a great guy. You all are great for what you guys do. I mean, I can't thank you, Goodacre Photography, enough for just coming down this show with Jeremy. You know, for just having us on. You've always helped promote Plymouth and South Bend, and so, yeah, we love what we do, and I think it's very important to remember those who gave their heart and soul to the sport, no matter how long it's been.
Yeah, a lot of that wallet, too. Chris is sitting on his collection. You know, he supported the photographers, and now we are the photographers, so it's, you know, it was, what's the word I'm thinking of here? I mean, it was kind of meant to be, right, for us to continue that going on, right? So, we appreciate.
I don't think we had a choice in the matter.
You're right, we didn't. That was our That was his retirement. That was our. What's the word? Inheritance.
Yeah.
So which is awesome, and we really enjoy having the opportunity to do all this to continue to promote the sport. And as you talk about, promoting the sport and keeping it alive. Last episode, we mentioned your post on Facebook instead of doing one positive. I wanted to start a dialogue on how we might come together as a group and continue to grow the sport. I think I found that a lot of the stuff we do ends up, I don't want to say on deaf ears, but in the same ears, right? We're all here. We're all race people. We're all in the same circle. How often do we get out of that circle and get new blood into the sport? So as two promotional guys, how do you kind of step back and look at the big picture and ideas, maybe some dialogue on how you might find new blood to bring into the sport?
I think it's tough to find the new blood. So back when I was a kid, you'd have 200 cars at New Paris Speedway every week running a street stock E-feature at 4 in the morning. And the place would still be packed. Nobody would leave. I think with modern technology and gaming systems and phones and tablets, we're losing the younger generation, which is why I think the Mini Wedge program is so great, because we're losing that. So we have to figure out how to tap into that. If you can't get the kids to ask mom and dad to go to the track, mom and dad aren't coming. If the kids say, no, I don't want to go, parents are giving in. I mean, I'm a social worker. I deal with teaching parents how you need to get kids off social media and back into enjoying life. And so
take them to Plymouth Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I think that's the number one hurdle. I mean, even if you look at other things, like kids aren't going to the movies anymore because you can bootleg it on the phone or TV and watch it at home. And then the other thing that I truly feel has not helped the sport is all the live racing that you can sit at home and watch. You can sit at home on any given Friday or Saturday night and watch 5 different tracks live for $30 a month. So that's not helping, because if it's cold, it's windy, it might rain, it's not the perfect day. Why would I come to Grundy County or Plymouth Speedway and pay to get in when I could sit at home and watch another track and still see racing? And so I know the thought behind it is like, we're trying to get more tracks advertisement, but even when you look at the crowd on live videos from these places that are streaming, there's nobody there. So they're not helping get more people to the track, they're doing the exact opposite.
What do you think, Big Daddy?
Big Daddy apparently is having some connection issues. Which is crazy, because we lost him. All right.
That's what he thinks. Man, that kind of kills the segue.
I think. Well, we'll get him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll pop back in here in a minute.
I know we were talking.
Hey, there he is again.
There he is.
Can you hear us now? No.
Same shit.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, there. Now everybody's clear.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so Tony, say everything you already said.
Yes.
All right. Did you hear kind of any of where we were on the getting some new blood into the sport?
Yeah, just got to that point where he says, getting the parents and that involved, and then everything went digital on my end, and it was just like, sounded like I was listening to Max Headroom.
So I was sharing.
There's an old people joke.
Yeah. I was sharing that I think that all the live streaming and these big companies that are broadcasting racing is not helping us. Even when they're showing their grandstands, there's not a lot of people at the tracks they're live streaming from. And I think a lot of people, if it's not the perfect day, if it's windy, it's a little chilly, the sun's not perfect, they're just sitting at home, and dad can pay $30 a month and watch 4 or 5 races on 4 or 5 different tracks a night. Kids can play their video games, and everybody's happy.
This is our greatest connection right now. You have got to make sure that you have got a strong enough Wi-Fi, a free Wi-Fi. I can't tell you how many people Facebook Live for those who can't make it, that wanted to be there, or those that would not normally come, and they see that going, oh my God, that's 20 minutes away from us. We should have gone. Or, holy cow, look at all these cars that are there. We can get over there in a little while before this thing gets going. Those kind of things. You got to push for that phone stuff. You got to like and share. You got to give tickets away. You got to get people to be pumping that stuff out. We are constantly doing that weekly. Steve Bechtel's our promoter. He handles getting all the races in order, getting all that stuff done, getting the flyers that Chris puts together up online so that people see it. I jumped into doing the video end of it. As handsome as Steve is, he doesn't like to be on video.
We've noticed.
But I enjoy that, okay? My ADHD thrives to do that kind of thing. Yeah. And that Steve's the one who came up with the whole Big Daddy thing. I mean, my wife and my kid have called me Big Daddy for years. It was always like, hey, Big Daddy, hey, Big Daddy. So when Steve says, we got to give you some kind of nickname. And Big Daddy came up and he goes, that's what we're going with. We're doing it. So Big Daddy started taking off, and I would do the videos, and my hyper self, hey, it's Big Daddy from the Grundy County Speedway, talking a million miles a minute because I got 90 seconds to get in what I got to say. Right. I say everything about the track. I tell them about those races that are going on. I ask for stuff for bike night that Cheryl Wren Racing does, backpack night, all those kind of things. I'm constantly putting that out. Friday comes, I start Friday morning off with a video. And a lot of times, my video is a one-take shoot from the hip. I might mess a little something up, or I might garble my words, but it's 100% me. I'm not in the studio. I don't have a producer filming going, all right, cut, let's do this again. You're getting me raw and uncensored. Here it is. I watch my language because a lot of the kids do it. Watch it in that. I don't want to have that problem. But so many people have said, oh, man, I catch your videos every week. Bingo. Bingo. One person tells me that. I know that there's 100 plus more that are doing the same thing. Yep. You have got to constantly get yourself involved. Even if you put that out. We try to break things up and put them online through the Grundy County Speedway page strategically. Because if you pump out a bunch of shit in one day, it's going to get buried. You got to go back and you got to unlike it and relike it yourself. It'll bump it up. You got to have a comment made. Even if you make the comment or whatever may need be, you have to keep putting that up. As long as you keep getting that interjection there, it'll keep popping up. And eventually, what's the saying, Ben? Tony, even since we're kids, squeaky wheel gets the grease.
That's right.
You keep getting in their face. You keep popping up on their page. You're going to be like, oh, my God, we just need to go check this out. I'm tired of seeing this guy all the time. And I think what really solidified things for me the other night again, I go and get out there on that track at the halftime. I do feature interviews with the winners, and right after our first feature, we do one feature before intermission. We go intermission. Steve calls out lucky numbers out of our program. We call the 50-50 winner, and then I take it from there. And I talk to the crowd, and they cheer. And that energy is just stupid. I mean, Steve, the first night I had all that going, he's like, hey, man, it's really great what you did, but could you get them not to stomp their feet and jump up and down so much? Because we're up there in that tower, and that thing is shaking, and it's a little nervous. But, I mean, my hair is standing up on my arms right now thinking about it because I know I'm making that connection with these people. And when I ask
except for the people down in turn one.
Right? We can't miss those people. That's right. And I'm making that connection. And then when I got little kids, fingers in that fence going, shoot me a shot, Big Daddy! It's like, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. These kids love this. You toss a couple over the fence to get them close, but otherwise, I'm going out. I'm using as much gas in that cannon as I can to get them high because it's like, oh, yeah! You get all that out of one shirt shoot. I mean, Chris is constantly asking, constantly taking pictures. All the different positions I'm in, running back and forth. I'm 57 years old. And our general manager is just like, I don't know how the hell you do it. I don't know how you do it. It's just that energy from the crowd is what I'm feeding off of. And as long as they're cheering, I'll be damned if I'm not going to promise them 110% of what I have. I have never been a racer. I've gotten in a car a couple of times, raced with my son in a 4-cylinder, done that kind of thing. Now I'm into the buses, and I got the privilege of being able to drive a bus last year. I just can't tell you the feeling that you get being in something like a school bus. Sure, a race car is exhilarating, and you're out there beep-bopping and that, but you got a $40,000, $50,000 piece of equipment under your ass that you're responsible for, that sponsors are hoping and praying they're not going to have to kick in anymore because you got stupid and wrecked it. But you're in a $3,000 tank that can go over, you turn the key off, you flip it up, count to 10, turn that key back on, and let's go, baby. We're going again. You're not doing that in a super late model or in a mid-AM or a midget for that case, okay? So that kind of changes the whole perspective of it. But I realized that portion of racing, minus that bus race and maybe a Night of Thrills race, that racing portion isn't for me. Not to say that I wouldn't enjoy it. I enjoy what I'm doing, getting these crowds pumped up, interviewing these drivers, making sure that they remember who their sponsors are, who the people are that kicked in to make sure that they can be there every week. They are thanking the fans now for coming out, for sitting in the stands, for being there, for, on a late night, if we run past 10 o'clock, on their own, no primping whatsoever, these drivers are like, hey, I really want to thank you guys for sticking around, for seeing our race. And a lot of times, some of these people are just there for them super lates, or they're there for the mid-ams. And they're wandering off, not catching those pure stocks or those mini cups. You got to understand, it's those guys who are putting on the show.
That's
those
right.
Guys who are bobbing and weaving, not the big cars following each other around. It's an entry level where you can take $500 and get in a car and get out there and be part of it. I can't even count on both hands in the 5 years that I've been involved with this track how many guys I've seen go Super Cup or Pure Stock up into a street stock, right next into a late model, and now dabbling with a mid-am, and now dabbling with a late model.
Yep.
It's the stepping stones. It's the order of progression. I don't think I've seen one of these guys ever come out and just jump in a late model and say, I'm going racing, baby. And as long as those fans are there to cheer them on, they are going to keep pushing forward to get into that next car, to go for that next win. They ping that championship off, check mark, done.
Yeah. Love the energy, Big Daddy. And you need to get to Shady Hill
now
Speedway.
Now you all froze up on me again.
Too much energy. You need to get to Shady Hill.
He took all the bandwidth there, That's good.
We put people in their late models there first night out.
Yeah. But no, you speak to something good. Want to capture while you're at the racetrack that, all of us, we love the competition of it, but at the end of the day, it's about entertainment. And you have to be able to capture everybody's attention, and the entertaining, the interviews, the T-shirt cannons, the giveaways, all that stuff. That's kind of what sucks everybody in for the competition side of it.
Definitely so. Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, I thought everybody was there to see what Jay's hot dog had.
People love free shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man,
oh
you
yeah.
are not kidding.
My friend group chants free shit when we get free stuff at the bar.
T-shirts,
koozies,
you get anything in there.
That's always good stuff too.
Yeah.
But the shirts that we shoot, those shirts that I shoot, those are a sponsored shirt.
Yeah.
Everybody pays a fee to get on the back of that shirt. However many sponsors there are, every dime of that money goes in to purchase every shirt we can for that. And that's what I'm shooting out there. Got the Grundy County Speedway logo on the front and everybody else on the back. People wear those shirts all week long. All that advertisement is out there all week. You don't tell me that you're not standing in line behind somebody at Walmart that has one of those shirts on. You're not going down reading those sponsors that are on there. You're not catching them at the fast food line. You're not catching them walking down the sidewalk or on their motorcycle, and you're up behind them and you're trying to read the back of their shirt. That is so interjective with advertisement, and more people are starting to jump on board with that now and realizing any little niche you can to get your name out there is going to do so much for you. It is so much better than having a sign in front of your business that 10 people might drive by. You're locked in at one central spot. 15 shirts go out to those people every Friday night. 15 shirts every Friday night. And they're all walking around with them sometime during the week. By the end of the year, there's 500 plus shirts out there that are all micro advertisements that are helping your business. That's why it's so important to do advertising, whether it's a billboard or just a banner by the food stand, or when you're coming in and, like you guys said, the long line that was at Illiana. Don't tell me that those people waiting in line didn't read every freaking sign and banner 2 and 3 times, waiting in line because they had nothing else to do. What is the key to remembering things? Repetition. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, now we remember 2 plus 2 is 4. I read Goodacre Photography for all your photography needs. Here's our phone number. Goodacre.com or, whatever it may be. It's going to stick. And when it's like, oh, you know what? We need to do photos for this and that. Oh, I remember that Goodacre. Let's give them a call. They're in Indiana. It works. I'm telling you, it works.
A funny story with that. So my rolling joke is if I ever go to jail, I'm going to call Brand Roofing because I've seen that advertisement so much. That's the only phone number I have memorized is that number. So I agree with you. Like, you absolutely just...
Yeah, I saw a yard sign made it out on the backstretch last week.
Yeah, I mean, they're everywhere. And so that's all I hear is 298-5124.
Hey, it's better than 588-2300. Be getting yourself some Empire carpet.
Yeah. If they're doing your roofing, you got other problems.
Tony, it's made such a difference for us. The whole involvement with sponsors and that has made such a difference for us. We have added 10 new billboards to the property this year. That's and awesome. That may not be enough because so many people between Damn It videos and Goodacre Photography are seeing these in the background of the pictures. And if they're not at the race, they're like, oh my God, look at the size of that advertisement. Right. You see that billboard that is 8 foot by 20 foot from the opposite end of the racetrack. Where are you looking? Across the track. When your next feature or when your next heat race comes out, that pace truck is sitting there. All those cars pull out and the fans are looking to see which one of their favorite drivers are there. And their eyes glance up and they read Comfort First Heating and Cooling, Dandy Floor Coverings, Aurelio's Pizza, Jimmy D's Lube Place. It's all right there. And not every single one of those is a Morris advertiser. There are people in surrounding areas because we are now reaching out to so many places. I mean, Chris drives from Indiana. There are a lot of people that are coming from Indiana. A lot of people coming in from Dwight. People are coming from Elmhurst and Bensonville. They're driving
that's near O'Hare.
45 minutes to an hour. I come from Frankfurt. I mean, they are taking the drive now. They're coming out to see it. We are the last asphalt track in Illinois.
Yeah.
We are not going down.
Yep.
Good.
We are doing our best to grow. We are constantly doing improvements. All new asphalt by the ticket booth. All new plumbing for the toilets, like you said last year. That was our big hurrah. All new stalls, new toilets, new tile. You don't think about something like that.
Right.
But there's a lot of women that will not go to the bathroom in a porta potty. They think it's disgusting.
Yep.
Now they have somewhere nice to go to the bathroom. And you don't think about something like that at a racetrack. Yeah, it's just a bathroom. That means more to people than some people really think about.
That's right. Yep. Yep, and just like we do kids 12 and under free and our little kids giveaways, we couldn't get kids to come to the racetrack. And 2 weeks ago, we had like 250 kids. And I'm like, where did they come from? Like, it's awesome because we're giving a little something every night. Every kid gets something. And I never thought about it was that big of a deal until you start doing it and you see the increase. And you're like, oh, well, I missed out a couple of years on not doing this sooner.
Yeah, just the amount of kids that Cheryl brings in.
To have Cheryl Wren and Cheryl Wren Racing.
Yeah.
We're blessed to have Cheryl Wren and Cheryl Wren Racing for kids. be part of this program. Cheryl actually stepped back from racing this year so she could focus more on this between her replicas of all the drivers' cars into these little tykes, the old Lightning McQueen little tykes cars. She has repainted them to duplicate the big cars. So the kids that like the Eddie Hoffman, the Blake Brown, the Trevor Starek, the Katie Hocking, all of those guys, they have little cars like that. And they go running to those cars when we do these races. She has racers, fans, sponsors donate a couple hundred bicycles. And we have a bike night where every kid that comes in the gate gets a ticket to win a bike. I don't think we've ever had a kid that didn't get a bike. Then we follow it up with back to school night, where we give them full backpacks, paper, pencils, colored pencils, markers, erasers, everything a kid needs for a jump start. Because let's face it, parents are so busy nowadays. Something as simple as running to Walmart or running to the store to go get school supplies is a daunting task that they don't have to take all these kids and tug along with them. I mean, I'm a member of the Knights of Columbus, and our guys are getting so much older in the organization, we can't get younger guys in. Our guys are 60, 70, 80 years old. Like I said, I'm 57. I think the youngest guy in the group is 40. Why can't we get these guys in? There's no time. Mom is taking these two kids to soccer. Dad is taking this kid to hockey. And they're out till 9 o'clock at night, grabbing fast food on the way home. It's time for bed. They're up and off to school again. So getting them to the track is a difficult task. But when we put these kids' nights together in that, and Steve gets that schedule out at the beginning of the year, you're going to look at it and start putting your schedule together, parents. Here's what we got going on. You want this on your schedule. You want to make this happen. You want to do this. There's many families that don't like a weekly race program, but they'll show up for that bus race. They'll show up for the 5-0 cop car race, and they'll show up for a night of thrills, because that may be a budgeted family's one and only for the year, but they're going to come out, and I'll be damned if we are not going to give them the best night of their life. That's our job. If we don't do it, then we failed at it. And as long as I got that T-shirt cannon in my hand and I got my ADHD pumping, I will give 150% to make sure that I get those people involved or get them laughing, guaranteed. Even if it's, ask Chris, even if it's coming out in some goofy outfit or an inflatable ballerina costume or whatever it's going to take, I'm doing it.
Well, and you mentioned all that. Yeah.
Sorry, that's what it takes.
Go ahead, Tony. Yeah.
I think I'm ready to run through a brick wall
this year, and the simple reason is it's shared pictures. The kids all take pictures, and they're sharing Heartland Howie everywhere. And then more kids are like, "Where's Howie? When's Howie coming out?" It's a cheap little gimmick that kids eat up and love. And then when they share it, more kids are like, "Well, I want to go see the Howie. Like, when's my turn?"
We love it.
Sorry, Jeremy, you might not want to put Big Daddy and I together. We're going to talk for hours.
I know.
That's what we're here for.
This is going to be a multi-part.
We'd lose all control here too. But you talk about the entertainment and maybe one night a year, Big Daddy, that they're going to come out and this bus race this upcoming weekend. It's a big weekend of racing out at the Grundy County Speedway with the Frank Welch Memorial on Friday, and then the bus races and everything on Saturday. So talk about the weekend you guys got coming up there.
So this weekend, between the 6th and the 7th, if you come out for both days, you will have the opportunity to see every division that Grundy County Speedway runs. On Friday night, June 6th, like you said, the Frank Welch Memorial, it's a 50-lap late model race. We got the street stocks, the pure stocks, the Crown Vics, the midgets. Okay, racing starts at 7:30 that night. On the 6th, it is on-track autograph night number 1, where we will have them cars and the drivers out there, and the drivers bring goodies, popsicles, candy, fruit snacks, whatever may need be. They've got their official Goodacre Photography autograph cards. You definitely want to get your hands on one of those. They'll sign for you. And we have, once again, late models are running, mid-ams are running, Super Cups are running, the Sixers, the High School Racing Association, and that starts at 6:30. And to cap the night off, we have got those school bus races. And that is a figure 8 school bus race. You never know what's going to happen in the X. And it is just a thrilling evening. Thrilling evening. You want to gasp for air. You want to jump up and down. You want to grab a hold of the person next to you on those close calls. That is the night to be there. No ifs, ands, or buts. We offer camping at the track. So if you want to come out Friday night, bring the camper, park your camper out there. Or we have full hookups if you're that kind of camper, if you're a glamper. Full showers, bathrooms, the whole deal. Delicious food at the Grillmasters Trackside Grill. Steak sandwiches, brisket sandwiches, burgers, hot dogs, pork chop sandwiches. American Legion is serving up ice cold beer. We got hot popcorn, souvenir stand. Chris has got some amazing things in the Goodacre Photography booth. Along with Bob Morgan has a lot of collectibles. There's just so much going on there. If you come there and say you were bored, then you must have had your eyes closed the whole time you were there. That's all I can think. Next day, you can have a little campfire, roast some marshmallows, do all that kind of thing. And then we're into the bus races. And there's your carnage that night. You're going to get the adrenaline rush you need. You're going to get that carnage that you thrive for on that Saturday night. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. We are selling tickets online at $25 a piece, and it's $30 on the day of the show. So it's to your best interest to get them online, and that then reserves your spot, because when we're sold out, we're sold out. We had a standing room only last year. We had fans coming down, upgrading their tickets to get in the pits because they were sitting in the seats, on the stairs, on the railing. I mean, wherever they could fit in, that's how many people showed up to this race. And we feel it's going to be even stronger than that this year, because there were so many comments on the page after the races going, oh my God, you missed it. Oh, why didn't somebody call me? I definitely got to go to the next one. And we had a packed house again later in the year when we did the second race.
Awesome.
Yep, and Joni, not to leave you guys out, especially with we talked about the kids, getting the kids involved earlier. Looks like this Saturday at the Plymouth Speedway is family fun night for you guys.
Yeah, but first, Big Daddy, I got to tell you, my wife's in the next room pissed off because she is dying to go see the bus races, and every time they fall on a Saturday when we're racing, so.
You tell her to come down and see me, and I'll buy her a ticket.
She might dish me for real. I can't wait till I get done. She's going to be yelling because every time it's on a week we can't go, and she's like, seriously, like, you've been promising me for 2 years. And I'm like, I know.
What is September 6th look like for you?
Ooh, I'll have to look. That might work. September 6th might work.
Nothing.
September 6th, we got a bus race and a night of thrills.
Plymouth is doing nothing between August 17th and September 12th, so you should be good.
We're just making connections here on Illiana Stock Car Radio.
She's so excited now. Now I don't have to sleep on the couch, so thank you, Daddy. I owe you.
Now, August 2nd, we have got our trailer race of destruction. I have been, between myself and my son Trevor, have been running around since fall last year after the last race, picking up just total shit boxes that the rodents have enjoyed. And I don't know why these people held on to some of these campers so long, but I picked up a few of them where the camping places are like, yeah, they've been paying rent on this thing for 3 years and we haven't seen them out there. And you go out and there's a gaping hole in the top where Rocky Raccoon and his family have been going in and out for the last 2 years, living large like it was a Holiday Inn on wheels, We ain't sleeping in no garbage can. We got the deluxe, the Hillbilly Deluxe here. So I'm hauling these things out, going down the road, thump, 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 because the tires are coming apart because they're so dry rotted. But I'm getting them back to the track, and I've got 17 campers lined up ready to go. I'm looking for another half a dozen because we are going to have one hell of a trailer race. I mean, it takes me and one of our other techs 2 days to clean that up. And then Mike and Rich spend the rest of the week stuffing dumpster after dumpster with all the garbage. It is worth every waking moment of it. I mean, you watch the video from Damn It Race videos the next day, and you almost can't hear when these things collide from the oohs, the ahs, the cheers, and the screams of the crowd. I mean, I guarantee you those people are not going home and going to bed because they are so pumped up. Half of them could probably run home from all these things, not even bother getting in the car. You know, I mean, wow. It makes it all worth doing it when you can achieve that goal. If you get through to one person, that's all it takes. You know, a lot of promoters, a lot of people are like, oh, no, we can't give away free tickets. We can't give away free tickets. Why not? Why not? It's a person you didn't have sitting in that seat anyway. They may come one time. They may come and bring a friend going, hey, I won this free ticket, but you want to go with me? Guess what? That person just paid. And I'm going to guarantee you they're not sitting in that stand for 3 hours without going down and buying a beer, a soda, a popcorn, or something to eat. So you still achieved a goal.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I tell everybody. That empty seat doesn't make me a penny. But if you get them in there, they're going to spend money. So whatever it takes to get that empty seat filled, even if it's free.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That Snapchat, Facebook Live, Instagram, these kids thrive off of that. And you tell me you're not getting one of these, you know, where they're looking at it doing a selfie with the race cars going around in the back. Or, you know, if there's a firework going off, they're getting a picture of that. Yep. And it is tagging the Speedway on that. You got to make sure that you got that filter on when those kids are scrolling through looking for which filter they want to have. Boom, Grundy County Speedway pops up. You go on that Snapchat, you hit that, you go on the public one and then you go on the location one and it'll tag Grundy County Speedway. And when somebody is looking at their map and they tap on that, they see that picture you took or something that somebody liked is going to pop up. And we try to get, if there was a wreck, if there was a bus race, if there was a trailer race, you get that smash up on there. They see that and go, oh, that's one of those tracks that does that. We need to look that up.
Yep.
Just every video you do, GrundySpeedway.com, GrundySpeedway.com, PlymouthSpeedway.com, whatever your tag is, put it on everything. Like I said, squeaky wheel gets the grease.
That's right.
You know, and with our Enduros are rough. I know you guys have canceled a few. It's hard getting people sometimes. We've tried doing something with Hawkeye Downs, but we've got some other events where some of the Enduro racers are other racers, and they can't make it. Hawkeye's Downs guys come out by us when they can make it. We go that way with people. We have to work with each other. We have a lot of guys that go to M40. John Russell and Bill Russell have done a phenomenal job of bringing that track around and getting it back in shape. And just they're good, down-to-earth people. I don't know if you've had the opportunity to talk with them.
Yeah, I know.
I spent 40 minutes in the pits with Bill on the Shitters Full Enduro that they had going on, just talking about general things and stuff that they're doing. I mean, their entry fee is cheap. Their payouts are decent, and it gets people in. They have different names for their cars. John and I were texting back and forth the other day. He's trying to find ways to get guys to quit cheating the system. Just tell them, you're going to cheat, we don't want you.
Right.
We have to make this fun for everybody. We have a breakout in our pure stock division because these guys with the Hondas and with the foreign cars are tweaking them in that.
Yep.
And if you keep having them pulling ahead of the pack, the guys in the Focus and in the Cobalt and that kind of thing are going to be like, well, what the hell's the sense in me coming out if I don't have a chance to win?
Right.
So we put that breakout in place to make sure that everybody has a chance. We're constantly looking for ways to make it good for everyone. We throw a consolation race in for those guys that were rookies and really low on the totem pole that didn't have a chance, that were getting lapped in the whole deal. We throw a consolation race in for them, and they raced their hearts off. They were banging door to door on this thing, and it was because they were all on the same level.
Yep.
And they were thrilled to death. And the guy that came in, he's like, oh man, I didn't think I was going to have a chance. And I mean, this is my first win. I pulled this off. It meant so much to them. And that kid is looking at his calendar. 5 more days, 4 more days, 3 more days. Okay, I got to stop and get gas in the car. I got to switch my 2 tires. And he is on the edge of his seat, literally at home, waiting till it's time to go to the track, Mom. Come on, it's time to go to the track. Let's go.
Yep.
We have to put that back into these people. We have to get these people that are sitting at home to come out and experience it live. The streaming in that is great, but to physically be there and feel the rumble of that late model exhaust go ripping across that wall, to get that. I'm not a big dragster guy. I'm not a big funny car person. And my brother-in-law talked me into going to 66 last year. Oh, my God. I can't miss that again. I have watched that on TV so many times. Okay, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
But when you see that sucker or that alcohol thing go by and it's that feeling and it's pounding on your chest, there's no better adrenaline booster than that. Headphones on, the whole deal, so you don't blow your ears out. But that impact on your chest feeds the soul. Okay? It feeds the soul. You want to go down and you want to see that car and you want to see them tearing that apart to go, why the hell doesn't my minivan sound like that? What are they doing different in this? Why? You know, if I put this big exhaust sticking out my hoods, am I going to get that? It's all the stuff that goes through your head that you think about, knowing it's not reality, but it feeds you. It feeds that need for speed. It feeds that drive. There are so many diehard race fans out there that have never put their ass in a seat or gotten behind the wheel, but they are tried and true, and they will support that racer 1,000% because that racer is giving them that and feeding that addiction and feeding what they need by simply ripping around that track and doing the best they can, getting that pass in, crossing that finish line, smiling from ear to ear. The biggest thing I see people, and I listen when Steve goes and announces the 3rd place, the 2nd place, and he waits until that driver climbs out of that car. And he goes, and your winner, Ricky Baker! And they cheer. And then he climbs out of the car and on that hood or stands on that windowsill and puts his arms in the air. And they cheer again because they know that he has that thrill in him as well for getting that win. And a lot of times these guys are all jumbled with their talking and the fans are just constantly cheering. And at the end, I congratulate him another time, and they cheer for him again. You tell me he's not going back into the pits going, don't do anything to this car. This car was great. This car was this. We got to do this again next week. Because he wants that back again. And anybody who watches that video after the fact, any of those racers to watch that playback are looking, going, okay, I see where I messed up here. I got to make this maneuver here. I got to do this. I want what he had last week.
I can confirm that. I've had several drivers tell me that they wait, very impatiently for me to get the pictures posted so they can look at what their car was doing and figure out the setup stuff.
It's a vicious circle. We all work together, and people don't understand that.
It's a sickness, really, is what it is.
The whole
Are you down with the sickness?
There is no high-end team in this racing. Joe DeBello, general manager, make sure everybody's doing what they're doing. Steve Bechtel, promoter, organizer, whatever you want to call him. Jody in the pit shed selling those tickets and those wristbands. Brian Casaba at that ramp, going down, interjecting, shaking a driver's hand, checking on them. Me running back and forth in the golf cart. Hey, how you doing today? Boom, boom, boom. Even if it's jumping out, shaking a hand, I engaged with that guy. He knows that I'm paying attention to him, that he means something more than just a car out here. Chris popping around, taking pictures, spending a couple minutes talking with people. It just shows them that you give a shit. Because the sign is right there, Tony. As you go up that ramp to go on the track, drivers, thank you. You are the show. I can shoot shirts into an empty set of stands because the fans aren't there, because those drivers didn't do what they had to do.
That's right.
Okay? A table is only as strong as its legs. And every one of us is a leg for this racing table. And if we don't do our part, that table's going to crumble and the house of cards is going down with it.
Let's do our part this weekend.
Give up. Well, you guys too. You
feel
guys
that need for speed.
Yeah. What is going on right now?
Keep doing it.
You bring all these people on this show and have them talk about things going on at different places. Nobody is focusing on, hey, this show is 100% about Grundy County Speedway or 100% about Plymouth. It is an even playing field. There are no disses on any other tracks. There are no over promotion on any track. You guys are just getting it out to people that don't know about it. And there's people that may have never been to a race, but they listen to this show every time it comes on to hear what's happening and what's going on. And they, a small part of them, has them feeling involved as well.
Hey, rising tide raises all ships. That's pretty much kind of what
that
we think here.
That is a great saying. That is a great saying. So I'm saying this right now. Anybody listening to this show that has not gotten out to a racetrack, take the opportunity to do so, even if it's one time.
Yep.
Even if it's one time, you can say you did it. Make it part of your bucket list. There are several people that visit different tracks. I had a guy make a comment. I did a video a few weeks ago when I was at 66 and talked about the next race coming. And his first comment was, why would you make a video about Grundy from another racetrack? I'm going out and visiting other racetracks to support other racetracks. Why wouldn't I do that? You may not be a guy who's got a 79 Pinto that's not going to make it from Plymouth all the way to Grundy County Speedway. But you're going to run that jalopy 5 minutes down the road and go to Plymouth and watch that race. Now I just got you a fan.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
If we have got to support each other on this type of thing. And you guys doing the show, you are a big interjection into this. You really are, whether you believe it or not.
Yep. And I say all the time. I say all the time, I don't care where you go. Go to any track you want. Just go to a track. It doesn't have to be Plymouth or Grundy or anywhere. Just pick a track. Whatever track you can go to and go support that track. That's how you save the sport. That's how you grow the sport. If they have fun there and then they see Grundy as a big race and like, oh, I had so much fun here, I'm going to go to Grundy next. Great. That's what it's about. Just get out there and go somewhere. This weekend, you've got tons of tracks running great shows. Pick one, anywhere you want to go, and go enjoy it.
I am very passionate about this. And the fact that I listened to my Tony Robbins motivational speaking tapes last night, like I said, hair standing up on my arms right now, talking with you guys. Because
we love the passion. We love the passion.
Dude, that's just it. It's a passion. And many people don't know this. I'm a volunteer for the track. I do not get paid to do this. This is all me. I put money into the track with different things that I buy, different things that I support in that because I enjoy it and I love it. And like I said, if I get that kid at that fence, fingers locked in, Big Daddy, shoot me a shirt, worth every second of what I put into that.
Oh, yeah.
Every second. Because that little guy is going to be, Mom, I want to run a Super Cup. Or we're looking at starting a juice box division. We're going to get them in that juice box division. We had an Easter egg hunt this year and a mini car race with those little cars. 100 kids signed up to drive those cars. We had multiple races. Cheryl was switching batteries around and making sure that all the kids got a chance to race. They all got little Hoosier headbands for winning. They had little flags. They were, can you sign my flag? Can you sign my flag? That shit is sitting on their dresser, and they look at it every day. Mom, when can we go back? Mom, when can we go back? Mom, when can we go back? That is your biggest promoter right there. That kid tugging on that thing. Is it time to race? Is it time to race? Is it time to race again? Is it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet? We have
I know. Brian and I did that a lot.
Yes, we did.
All right. Well, guys, this has been a great conversation. And before we let each one of you guys go tonight, obviously, like you said, we're all legs, all wheels in the spokes, so to speak. So, it's not just, any one of you guys that keeps the wheels going around. So we know it takes a team, it takes a village. So we'll start with you, Tony. Thank all the people that help keep the Plymouth Motor Speedway going.
Yeah, we have a great crew down there. Ryan Powell, our tech guy, Andrew Fannin, our pit steward, Stephanie and Chris up in the scoring tower, our track safety team, our EMTs, our tow trucks. A lot of people don't understand the tow trucks work harder in the track safety crew than most of us any night of the week. Like, those guys are really doing a lot. Our gate guys, our backstretch flagmen. It all starts when you walk in the gates. People have to be friendly when you're selling tickets. People remember that. Our concession workers, it's an army. Like Big Daddy was saying, it's an army of people that take to open up a racetrack. A lot of people don't understand what it takes behind the scenes, from just keeping the grounds nice and clean and mowing and trash. And so I just can't thank the staff we have enough. Our sponsors who step up, our photographers. I always compliment our Jay Freet and Stephanie Verdine and, of course, Chris. But I live 7 minutes away from the Plymouth Motor Speedway. Chris lives 8 or 9, 10 hours away. By the time I get home, I already have Victory Lane photos in my email every week. I don't know if he does it while he drives or what, but literally by the time I get home at the end of the night, I have those. And so it's people like that are going above and beyond for the track to keep it open, and then the fans coming in. I mean, it has been great with our Kids Club program, teaming up with the Heart Lane Church. They're doing a promotion June 21st, Born to Race, and we're taking some mini wedge cars over there, and we're decorating it to look like a racetrack in the parking lot. Hundreds of kids are going to be there for this one-day camp just to get the word out. It's like this cross-promotion, and so it's great to team up with a church and do that. So just thankful for all those people who give up countless hours. Big Daddy, I can tell you give up a lot of time for this sport, and it's people like you that are passionate, that are exciting, that even get me excited. There's days where I wake up and I'm like, man, it's going to be a long day today. But as soon as you get to the track and you see all those smiling people and how happy they are that you gave them a track to come to, it just changes. So just thankful for that, and the people who share our Facebook posts, share our videos, that make it worthwhile.
Yeah, that's absolutely it right there. The amount of staff, we have several volunteers. The lady who mows all the acreage over there is a volunteer as well. She comes out and sits on that mower 2-3 days during the week. And it's just the field, but she mows it like it was Kentucky bluegrass, putting her lines in it, doing everything. Her son, also our flagman, out there with the weed whacker, trimming everything up. Mike and Rich, constantly sweeping the track off, making sure the plumbing's working, making sure the garbage cans are empty. Little things like that people show up on Friday, and it's just like, oh, well, they don't realize everything that went on the entire week to get prepped for that night. So you walk in, there's not one piece of garbage in the stands. There's not one piece of garbage in a can. All the food has been replenished. We are very blessed to have Preacher Dan Woodward running our concessions, Grillmaster's Trackside Grill, and the phenomenal food that he puts out. I think we have the best food at any racetrack, and I'm not discounting your track whatsoever, Tony. Please don't think that. But between a hand-cut prime rib sandwich, brisket, beef sandwiches that melt in your mouth, battered fries, he puts this elaborate menu together, and it's a little pricey, but it's quality food. It's not an 8-pack of hot dogs from Aldi put into a Nesco boiling water for $2. He's buying a pack of hot dogs that's $7 because it's a pure all-beef hot dog. That baby's filling the bun, and then you have all fresh condiments, fresh chopped tomatoes, fresh chopped onions to put on it. Lettuce, beautiful romaine lettuce going onto a burger. Chicken tenders that you have to watch when you bite into because the juice is going to run down your face and burn your mouth. I mean, barbecue sauce, cattleman steak sauce, 57 sauce, all this stuff, that's all extra that's not needed, but he takes pride in what he's doing there because he knows a lot of families are running there right from work and they want to get a good meal in them. The American Legion, supporting the American Legion doing all the beers and the alcoholic drinks and that. Kids doing popcorn stand to learn how to handle money and how to work and how to do that. Chris has a lot of money in Goodacre Photography invested into his booth on promotional items. How many people want to take home that cup that says Grundy County Speedway, or take home that pair of glasses that got Blake Brown on the side of them, because it's their favorite racer. And those kids are wearing those glasses around all day going, I got Blake Brown glasses on. Or, an Eddie Hoffman shirt or something like that. I mean, all the different things that Goodacre Photography puts together with the license plate frames and all that kind of thing. You should see when it comes to the banquet. Chris prints stuff on blankets, on license plates, on cups. I mean, if you ask him, he'd print it on a toilet seat if you had an unfavorite racer so you could sit on it when you use the bathroom. Chris will print a picture on anything if it'll make him $1. But he is meeting the needs of what these people want. And, I mean, Mike Morris up in the tower, Brittany in the tower, Danielle volunteering to help out up in the tower and making sure lineups are in order, scoreboard is correct, all that kind of thing. You're right. It is an army of people, and those people who come out for the races and those drivers do not see it. They just see when they pull up, the key goes in the lock, and the pit gate opens, and they drive in, and magically it's all done because all the elves came out at night when the lights went off and took care of everything. And then they look at you and go, hey, man, are you okay? You look a little bit tired. Are you freaking kidding me right now? I mean, I've been at the track. I'm an hour away from the track, and I've been at the track 8 out of 10 days this past week with my son Trevor, working on school buses, painting things, just making sure all of that is ready. Because I told you, Tony, I guarantee those fans are going to have a night to remember.
Yep. Whether
I got to work 15-hour days, my camper is at the track for the nights that I'm there late, so I can crash out there, get up first thing in the morning, go at it again. I hire someone to cut the grass sometimes because I don't have time to be at my own house. It just, dude, keep doing what you're doing. Because I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yes, sir.
And we are going to make racing great again.
Absolutely.
I can't think of a better segue to let you guys go. Yeah. Making racing great again. You know what? We love the energy. We appreciate having you guys on here, and we think our next season preview roundtable is going to have both of you guys back again. So
yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So thank you guys for coming out and talking racing with us for a while, and we definitely look forward to seeing you guys at the track sometime soon.
Hey, Tony, awesome. I'll message you with my number in case your wife wants to take me up on those tickets. She might. She really might. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to do this for us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
I appreciate it.
I'm spent.
Yeah, I had to take a step out of the room.
Yeah, you guys don't get to talk to Tony and Big Daddy every weekend like I do.
You know what? I wish I could just bottle up some of that energy, just even a fraction of it, and take it with me every day. I tell you, man.
He had me ready to run through a brick wall a few times.
I could tell, man. You were about ready to just jump out of your chair over there.
Pretty sure I saw you starting to drool when he was talking about preachers.
I saw that too. I saw it. I saw it coming out of his face. I saw it.
Luckily, I ate dinner.
At this point, that was just a snack a while ago,
Yeah, but, right. Yeah.
I would say there's a lot to unpack there, but I think that would be an understatement.
I think we got good dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was asking for it, and we got.
Yeah. If you were looking for a conversation, you got one.
Yeah. I mean, and we could have had awesome. Them go on for a while with that, but
I feel like that's the beginning of a 2 or 3 year 16-parter.
Dude, us three could have just disappeared, and it could have been their show,
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And it's a great discussion to have and great insight by both people. It's like how do you get them in the door? How do you at least just get the hook in them the one time so that they come back? So
the biggest.
I can tell you, I have never fallen asleep during a race at a racetrack, but. Watching NASCAR on Sundays, that's a bit of a different story.
That's prime nap time. I mean,
yeah.
But a lot of great information there. Yeah, as Brian, you said, you wanted a dialogue on how to get people to the racetrack. I don't think we could have probably picked two better people to have that discussion. Obviously, Tony's post from a week or two ago, kind of what prompted the discussion and prompted us to kind of think about it last episode and asking ye shall receive.
Yeah, I think we're definitely headed down a positive path there, and I hope that all of our listeners, which apparently is growing, as I venture out to tracks and people tell me about the videos that I do, and I look at them with a blank stare, like, what videos are you talking about? And then it dawns on me that this is also a video. We do this podcast,
Whatever the name of it is.
Yeah. So
Illiana Radio Stock Car podcast thing.
Yeah, that Illiana show. But we definitely appreciate all of our listeners, and we hope that you guys feel that passion that Tony and John brought tonight, because I'm feeling it. I'm going to do some work after this, maybe a little design work, and then head to bed. But definitely gets me excited to get back out to the track, and I can't wait. I think I'm doing a 3-parter this weekend, trying to do Kankakee Friday, Shady Hill Saturday, and Mini Wedges Sunday. So I'm going to see how much passion that I can carry over into the weekend. But certainly we hope all of the listeners, feel that passion and pass that on to your friends that maybe don't know much about racing, and get them to the track, get them to watch a streaming show.
I'll tell you what, even if it's bring them to the bus races, you don't have to know a whole lot about racing to watch buses go in a figure 8.
What do you say? People love when we break shit, wreck shit.
Yeah.
He said what they could. He feels they could have sat there for 3 hours watching them run through campers and fridges and freezers and hot tubs, And side note, we do wreck quite a bit at Shady Hill, so maybe that's our key to success, But you got to love the passion that they both bring for the sport, and hope that we all can kind of absorb some of that and carry it into our lives.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And there's a lot of racing coming up this weekend. Obviously, we talked about it with both Tony and Big Daddy there. Dirt Olympics coming to Shady Hill.
Yep, we've got actually Indiana Beverage Corporate Night is so my not race world work is coming down.
His day job.
Brian's job's invading his job.
Yeah. Far exceeded my expectations, but I thought we were going to get like maybe 5 to 10 people ask, and we ended up getting 85 ticket requests to come down to Shady Hill.
That's awesome.
I hope I'm going to bring that passion.
Yeah, the goal is, get some of those 85 to come back next week, too.
Yeah, right. And then, Kankakee's going to run our buddy Stephen Brooks and his wife Allie have taken on quite the admirable cause there with fostering, and by virtue of that, they've also started Georgie's Closet, I think, with a few friends, and they're sponsoring a $1,200 to win modified race Friday night at Kankakee. That's where I'll be Friday night, barring weather and work. And then they are taking donations. Get on Kankakee County Speedway on Facebook. Look up Georgie's Closet on Facebook. There should be plenty of details on what they're looking for as far as donations. Cash, I'm sure, is accepted because cash is king ultimately. But yeah, so supporting good causes around the racing world, including those that aren't really in the racing world, I think is our big weekend challenge, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Whether it's getting them to the bus race or to a racetrack. Because even with that bus race, they're still doing real races. They got the limited late models,
we have
HSRA.
all of our 10 divisions are racing this weekend, plus buses.
Yeah, so that's awesome for Grundy County.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a lot going on, and I don't know if I can speak for this entire group, but our #1positive segment this week, I think it's just got to be the energy that those two just brought.
Passion.
The passion that they just brought, passion for what they're doing, the hours they put in, the work they do behind the scenes, to make sure everybody's got to go a racetrack to go race at, to sit in the stands and watch, to take pictures at, to every one of us, we've got the facilities, we've got the means to go and enjoy the sport that we all love. So I think I can collectively say our #1positive this week is just that passion and that energy that those two brought to this episode.
Oh yeah. Are you going to be passionate this weekend, or are you leaving it in the garage?
Was that a direct question?
Yes, it is. You racing?
S4 Motorsports has overbooked themselves for the next few weeks. So the Mini Cup does get cut out of the schedule for this weekend.
Gotcha.
So, a lot going on, both at the Grundy County. Grundy County Speedway for the S4 Motorsports team, and at King Hobbies and Raceway on the RC side of things for the next few weeks. So that means something's got to get cut out, and
just throw it in the back of your pickup truck.
Don't give him ideas.
Pickup truck's going the other direction this weekend, though. Camp trip this weekend.
If Shiloh comes home and Jeremy has swapped the camper for a toy hauler.
Correct. Yes, I might as well just sleep out in it. Be about it. But all good things on the racing front going on. If you like what you heard tonight, you like that passion, you want to bottle it up, you want to share it with your friends, you want to get it out on social media, you really need to like and subscribe to our podcast. That's really what we're about.
If you don't like it, you got to go get yourself checked.
Yeah, no kidding, man. What's wrong with you? Jeez. But make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite platform. Video obviously is available here on YouTube, so hit that like, subscribe, the little bell, get notified. We are on Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good deal. So like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff that you would do to all your other favorite podcasts that you listen to. You're doing it for them. Why not do it for us too? It helps us help you, really.
And it's free.
It costs you nothing to hit that follow button.
We like free.
Free is good. We just covered it. Everybody likes free shit. So let's do it.
We're part of everybody.
Yeah. Exactly. Clicking a like on the Facebook page or at Illiana SCR and on Instagram as well, or hitting that subscribe on the YouTube button. That's absolutely free. It costs you nothing to do so. I promise it'll be worth your while. It also doesn't cost you anything to hit out goodacrephotography.com. It might cost you something while you're there if you want to buy some pictures, or maybe you need some driver carts. But
we're kind of like Jimmy John's. Looks are free.
Yeah. The smells are free. Wait a minute. You maybe charge money for that stuff. But either way, man, just we appreciate everybody listening tonight. We appreciate Tony Eldridge and Big Daddy John Starek for coming on and just giving us that passion, give us that energy. And I'll say this: I don't think we can really top anything that they did. So do any of you guys have any closing thoughts for this episode?
Get to the racetrack.
Yeah, I figure
why backside track side.
Why try to butter anything up? I mean, they were on here and their passion was on display. There's nothing more we can add to this show.
Right.
Nope. So
they said it.
Yeah, get your
just
backside track.
words.
Yeah, get your backside trackside. That's the moral of this story: is get out there, bring a friend, bring two friends, bring your kids. Just bring somebody that's never been. We promise you'll enjoy it. And like they both said, experiencing this sport live is unlike anything else. So you got to feel the cars, you got to smell the exhaust. Just go on sensory overload at the racetrack, and we promise you'll want to go back again. So with that being said, again, want to thank Tony Eldridge from the Plymouth Motor Speedway and Big Daddy John Starek from the Grundy County Speedway. And remember, get your backside trackside. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, keep going fast, keep it loud, keep turning left, and as always, we will see you at the racetrack.